I'm John from Unqualified Gamers. Hello, a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the one you're listening to now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual. Check out other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com. And get ready, because geekiness begins in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Crimson Comet, a fan podcast about the TV show dedicated to the Scarlet Speedster himself, CW's The Flash.
Welcome to episode 20 of Crimson Comet. This week we'll be discussing The Flash, Season 1, Episode 16, Rogue Time.
I'm John a Lobster.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Rum Daddy. So we have a website, don't we?
Yeah, crimsoncometpodcast.com. You can go there and you'll find all of our contact information.
I got a question. Can they reach us on Twitter?
They can, at Crimson Podcast.
Oh, what about any other social media?
Like Facebook, you mean?
Yeah.
They can find us there too, Crimson Comet Podcast. If they really wanted to call and leave audio feedback that we could include in the episode, they could call us at 423-FLASH-53. That's 423-352-7453.
But I have a question. What if none of this works for them and they want to do it the semi-old school way of sending us an email?
Well, they could do that. They could send an email to crimsoncomet@gonnageek.com.
Nice. Are there any forums that we could talk to them at and
yeah,
and talk
they
about
could chat
subjects?
with us and chat with other fans of The Flash and other geeky content on forums.gonnageek.com or by searching Gonna Geek on the Tapatalk app for those that have smartphones.
Tapatalk.
Tapatalk.
I like how that sounds. Tapatalk. So you could contact us in a myriad of fashions,
right,
ladies and gentlemen.
A plethora, even.
You could send us a carrier pigeon. We'll accept that.
Except you'll have to clean up after it.
We could do smoke signals, right?
Yeah.
We could do smoke signals.
Yeah, you'll have to send us a text telling us you're sending us a smoke signal so we can go outside and view it.
Yeah, take a look.
And which direction?
Yeah. Give us a heading. Send us a postcard via Pony Express letting us know when you're scheduling your smoke signals.
And we'll make sure we'll have our binoculars out there looking for it.
If you'd like to talk to us in person about when and where to send the smoke signals, you could meet with us at Geekation in May this year.
Geekation.
Yes. Will and I will be there. Lobster may or may not be there.
I just bought my airline ticket. I'm good to go. I need to reserve my room, but then I'm good to go.
It appears unlikely that I'll be there, but I will be there in spirit.
Yeah, we'll do Skype or a hangout or something so Lobster can be there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be in Chicago this year, May 15th through the 17th, for those that are interested in attending.
The place of my birth.
Don't hold that against the town, though.
Oh, it's a great town. It's a fun town.
It is.
Shy City. Chi-town.
We're going to eat some pizza. We might go see a ball game. We can all boo the Cubs together.
Oh, don't boo the Cubs.
I have to. I'm a Cardinals fan.
Booing a...
It's required by law.
You are a Cardinals fan.
Cardinals fans, yeah, we have to boo the Cubs.
You will be sitting over there.
I went to a Cardinals-Cubs game, and a kid caught a fly ball from a Cubs player, and he threw it back.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing is in Wrigley, too. It's like, if you catch a fly ball from an opposing team, you throw it back.
Yep.
I don't want your stinking ball.
More, get this out of here. Go get a real job.
You know, this is an adult podcast. We can say shit here.
Yeah, we can say shit.
Gee willikers.
Shit is 90% of our content.
And topic of our content.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Figuratively.
I say.
All right, so we have a show. Let's get into
let's
talking
get into
about the show.
Let's talk about The Flash, guys.
Yeah, let's talk about the episode first, right?
We're changing up the format right now. Haley decided to mix things up a little bit, so we're going to talk about the show first. Let's get in on it.
Let's dig in. Let's dig into this one.
Yeah. Okay, Rogue Time. So we start where we started last week, pretty much, with Barry pulling up to a stop. And that lady being like, now I'm going to be late.
We did see this episode before, didn't we?
Yeah, we've seen it. All of this has happened before. Will it happen again?
Taxi cab.
So let's just dive right into the deep stuff. We saw examples of things that changed and examples of things that didn't change.
And things that worked out in weird mirror versions.
Yeah.
Like the scene at the end with Cisco and Dr. Wells.
I know, word for word the same thing, except, without the vibrating hand of death in his chest.
That was cray-cray. That was so... It wasn't meta, but it was kind of creepy and weird and strange.
So, how mutable is time in this universe?
It's like totes immutable, guys.
I don't think that time is absolute, meaning that if you change the outcome, that the other time stream goes away. I think they all exist in parallel universes. So I think in a parallel universe, Sisko is still dead.
Okay. Do you think we're going to visit that parallel universe?
It opens the door for possibilities.
Okay.
Infinite possibilities.
We know Barry's like, right off the bat, pretty much, he's like, okay, I'm going to fix everything. And he goes and he grabs Marsden and he locks him up down in the pipeline.
That was great.
Yeah, he was on the show for 2 minutes? Boom,
Yep.
Done.
Right. He was still in the credits.
And that's the way you do it.
Okay, so do you think that the Rogues always went after the Santinis and we just didn't hear about it before because there was a weather wizard on the loose? Or is this something different that happened because there wasn't a weather wizard on the loose?
That's where I have problems with that.
It was a little bit too Gotham.
Yeah, okay, that's happening, and this is happening, and this other thing's happening. I don't know. Which way do you want to have it? It should have been a complete retread of the same episode, but then that would be kind of boring, right?
Right. Which, it was funny at the beginning. Barry's all awkward and what happened? What's going on? But he always acts weird.
Yeah, he always acts weird. And then he shows up at the crime scene. He's like, I don't have time to waste. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I like how for 10 minutes he takes Wells' advice and then he's like, nah, I'm just going to rewrite history. Whatever.
I know better.
I'm the Flash. Dude,
Yeah.
You're just the guy in the wheelchair.
Just a guy in a wheelchair rolling on by.
Yep.
Little does he know.
Okay, so seriously, with the Santinis though, what do you guys think?
I feel like we have heard mention of them, but there was never a good scene with them, or am I missing something?
Is it the same crime family that Fartman took out?
I don't remember.
Oh, wait, you're right. No, it is. You're right. Because when I saw them, I'm like, why are they familiar, but I don't remember them? And that's why. Because it's the crime family that the Fartman took out behind the locked doors at the restaurant. But see, when you start involving the Syndicate in a way like this, it's starting to feel like Gotham. Because Gotham right now is all about the different mobs and
I
stuff.
don't think that they're going to deal with the mob a whole lot. I think they were just there to have the Rogues take somebody out.
Yeah.
And for us to not feel bad about the fact that they killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they were mobsters, so it's fine.
Yeah, they didn't kill the innocents, yeah.
Right. But do you think in the timeline before that they hit the Santinis and we just didn't know about it because, we were focused on the weather wizard?
There was so much other stuff going on. Yeah.
Probably.
I can see that.
And then this time they had the opportunity to kidnap Sisko because Sisko was out and about instead of being busy dealing with weather wizard.
Okay, didn't we all see that coming? The moment she walked up to them?
Yeah. Why is she hitting on Sisko?
Yeah, the moment she walks up to him, we already know that we saw that coming. But yeah, Sisko's family, bunch of douches, absolute douches, and they gave his brother 3 or 4 lines to speak, and we already know something's going to go down with him because he's got a first and a last name.
Right. You don't introduce a new family member unless they're going to be kidnapped and held hostage.
Exactly.
Oh, and you don't set up a conflict between the two unless it's going to factor in later.
Right. I'm surprised he didn't die saving Sisko, honestly. That's the biggest shock of the episode.
Yeah, but then what would end up happening is that it would draw a bigger schism between Sisko and his parents because then they would blame him for the death of their star child.
Well, yeah.
Maybe.
And you never want to, well, maybe you do. It is a superhero world. Everyone's got mommy daddy issues.
That's right.
Especially Batman, who once again, dude, let it go already.
My parents are dead.
Who's it dead?
Everything
I'm
is
around Gotham
darkness,
City.
darkness.
No one knows my pain.
I just want to bitch slap him.
It would have been an interesting symmetry if Sisko's brother died in this timeline, where Sisko died in the other
That's
timeline.
the balance that is struck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
By saving Sisko, it costs this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which I really wanted more of that. I'm like, okay, well, Wells is saying that if you fuck with time, there's consequences. Well, what are they?
Well, one of the consequences is all of the people that the Rogues killed with the new guns they got. And the fact that they have these guns now.
All right, so he's like, my sister needs a new gun. And Sisko just pulls one out of his ass.
No, he built
that
it.
quickly.
He Sisko'd
He
it.
built it. Yeah, he built it, but yeah, he Sisko'd it. But he could invent a gun
out of a box of scrap
that shoots gold.
Yeah, where's the gold come from?
Jumped the shark a little bit there, guys. It was a little bit.
It's pretty and toxic.
And why do you need to rob a bank or a casino if you've got a gun that shoots gold?
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
You.
I'm just saying.
Seriously, turn the casino into a pile of gold.
Trust the Midas touch, guys. Come on.
Or just turn the garbage heap outside into a pile of gold.
Right?
It doesn't matter.
Maybe it wasn't real gold. Maybe it was just pyrite.
Maybe. Just looks like gold.
Gold pressed platinum.
All that glitters is not gold.
Not all who wander are lost.
No, all that's gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. Get it right.
Whatever.
Goldfinger.
He's the man.
The man with the
He lost his member in a rare smelting accident.
Good member.
Okay. So, in the comics, Lisa Snart's character's name is Golden Glider. And Snart is still a terrible name.
Snart is.
It's like something I sneezed up.
It's so close to being shart.
They should have changed it.
It's when you sneeze and fart.
Sneeze and fart at the same time. It's a snart. And eating as much roughage as I have been, it has been known to happen.
Does that mean Snart's going to have to room with Fart Man?
Yes.
And you know what they say? Never trust a snart. It's true.
Yeah.
Never trust a snart.
Oh, I'm reading her Wikipedia page. Lisa tried to escape her abusive home life by becoming a figure skater under the name Lisa Starr for the touring Futura Ice Show.
Are we going to make as much fun of her as we made of Grodd when we first heard of Grodd, and then someone's going to bitch slap us later and go, no. You don't make fun of Lisa Snart.
I don't care.
I will make fun of Lisa Snart as much as I want, because Lisa Starr. Oh, that's great.
Lisa Starr.
Star, is it star with 2 R's?
I think it was just one. I already closed the page. Okay, you were saying something, Will.
No, I was... Nothing. I had a thought, and now it's gone.
It escaped.
It escaped.
How long before the weather wizard escapes?
You know, as soon as the AC down there goes, they'll have to call him to try and fix it.
Oh, yeah.
They'll just hire him to keep everything at temperate, because when it's too cold there in the winter, they'll heat it up, and when it's too hot in the summer, he'll just cool. He'll be their free AC unit at Star.
So, Cisco didn't get to use his wizard's wand in this episode.
He didn't even invent it.
I guess that's true.
So, I feel like the weather wizard is going to escape, and we're going to get to that moment again where there's a tidal wave rushing towards Central City.
Well, he said it. He's like, I'm going to crush the city with the tidal wave. Come on, guys. You can't lock me up. I got to do a thing.
Yeah, he kind of threw it out there. I have a thing I have to do. He kind of threw it out there. We're like, yeah, I know. We saw last week's episode. But that's what happens when you lock up Spartacus.
He does not like to be a slave.
I am Spartacus.
No, he does not like to be a slave.
Okay, so he was in the crappiest apartment, and he popped up with the smuggest look on his face.
And?
I'm just saying.
He had a plan. He started off with a crappy apartment, but he was going to upgrade soon. He just had to get rid of certain people. He never got a chance to. He was going to move on up to the East Side in that deluxe apartment in the sky. Welcome to Crimson Comet, where we're singing half the episode this week.
Take my love, take my land.
Speaking of singing.
Oh, yes.
So, a couple of the boys over on The Flash did some singing this week, and we're going to listen to that right now.
Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me. Take me out to the black, tell 'em I ain't coming back. Burn the land, boil the sea. You can't take the sky from me. There's no place I can be since I found serenity. You can't take the sky from me. Thanks, Joss.
No, thank you.
I need a
me
moment.
being Joss Whedon. So
It's
beautiful.
Dusty in here.
Right, so Joss...
It's so fucking dusty in here.
he either donated money for a project that Jesse L. Martin was doing, or he promoted it somehow.
Yes.
I don't remember.
It's called The Letter Carrier, and he donated on, I believe, Indiegogo or Kickstarter, maybe?
One of them things.
One of them things. It's the one where you can donate to make Super Troopers 2 or something. I don't know. No. But the movie that Jesse L. Martin is making is called The Letter Carrier, and it's about... I can't tell you what it's about, actually. I don't know.
You can't be told what The Letter Carrier is about.
You can't define what it's about. But anyway, I believe that Carlos Valdez and Rick Cosnett are both in it as well. Hence their participation.
Right.
Oh, wow. Really? Because I was going to say, with all those voices, I'm surprised Grant wasn't there.
That's why, I guess, because he wasn't involved.
Mr. Glee.
Mr. Glee.
He's not in the club.
Here, it is Simon Henderson is asked to take over the route of a postal carrier who was in a car accident. He meets a blind woman named Julia on his route and asks if he can read her mail to her. That sounds brilliant. One day, Julia's son, who's been writing her the letters, dies. Simon decides not to tell her and continue writing the letters.
Dude, that's kind of fucked up.
That's kind of fucked up. But it says 2012.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
You know.
Let me see. And none of our boys are listed in the credits. So maybe it's a...
Maybe that's a different movie by the same name.
Maybe that's an older one. Yeah, because this one hasn't come out yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And this is a short film. It's 45 minutes long.
Oh, because I wanted to say this one's about slavery, maybe.
Okay.
That's possible. I don't know.
I think.
All right. Well, then forget everything that I just read on IMDb because that's not it.
That's a great idea. Just forget everything that you said.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, when Will starts talking...
Right.
You know.
Just
disregard.
Tune out, fast forward until you stop hearing my voice. But who knew, now that we know that these three can sing beautifully, and so can Grant, what is to stop them from doing a musical episode?
I would love a musical episode, but they don't even need to do that. Just a night where they all go out to the karaoke bar together. I mean, dive bar.
Right.
And...
Yeah, dive bar.
Get drunk and sing, except for Barry, because he doesn't get drunk.
Right. Well... Grant was saying that he would love to sing again on the show. He's like, but not a musical episode. I'm like, no. I want a musical episode. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Totes.
Like, the particle accelerator explodes again. It makes everyone start singing. It'll be great.
It'll be fantastic. And don't forget, Jesse was in Rent. He was like in the original cast of Rent.
Right.
Back on Broadway. So I knew he had a great voice. But I had no idea that these two other guys had such great voices. Although, who was singing the high notes? That's what I want to know.
I think it had to be Cisco.
You think so?
I think it was the Aussie.
His voice seems lower than that.
Or not Aussie. What is he?
Aussie Zimbabwe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We talked about this last week. He was born in Zimbabwe, grew up in Australia.
Yeah, I forget.
He's a mixed bag. So it could have either been Rick or Carlos.
It
wasn't Tom Cavanaugh, that's for sure.
Well, right.
No.
Carlos Valdez. Not to be confused with his uncle Juan, who picks the coffee beans. Juan Valdez. Do I have to explain all my jokes to you, John?
I get it.
He gets it. Jeez.
Taste of Colombia. Was anybody else sad that we didn't get the bowling alley scene?
A little bit. But it makes sense that we didn't because he popped back after that.
Yeah.
They could have gone bowling again, though.
So what awakened Iris's feelings?
Oh, it was...
They were all going to die.
In danger. Yeah, they're all going to die. So it was... She reached down deep inside, and it was the danger and her watching Barry turn into the Flash.
Well, and also she had Eddie confront her about her feelings for Barry. So maybe that made her really think about it.
Yeah.
Things you say make sense to me.
Often.
No, Eddie confronted her after the bowling alley.
Right, at the police station.
At the police station. And I wondered, did that scene ever happen again?
Not that we know of, no.
No, not that we know of. It should have happened again, but it didn't.
But instead, Eddie punched Barry.
At a crime scene.
Okay, no. At a crime scene. Which, I get it, but the best part was the very, very end, when he comes running up to him.
Lightning psychosis.
Lightning psychosis. And he gives him a big hug, and he's almost in tears, and he's like, I'm so sorry.
I'm not even a guy who punches people.
So Lightning gave him abs and the best excuse ever.
Yeah.
Just anytime you do something and everyone looks at you weird, sorry guys, I have lightning psychosis.
It happens.
Lightning psychosis, it's a thing, man.
I'm going to use that now. I have podcast psychosis.
It means I don't have a filter.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Occupational hazard.
Thank God we edit the show. Nah, we don't edit the show.
No, who are we kidding?
Do we? No.
Or do we?
Or do we?
Or do we? That's why we don't do it live.
Right. It's awkward enough.
Although if we did do it live someday, it would be a disaster.
What a train wreck. Oh.
Please tune in and listen to us live.
Don't do it. Even if we ever offer it, don't.
Don't do it. But don't you guys do it live for Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes, we do. Do it live. If you listen to the live cast, you get to hear Starpie play the wrong bumps for every section.
That's why you shouldn't have bumps for a live show.
Yeah. That's why we don't have bumps. I don't have to worry about keeping them straight.
You guys work without a net, so there's a lot to respect there.
Yeah.
All right, so we watched the show. Let's get back to the show. We keep getting sidetracked.
Okay.
We're so fucking unprofessional. It's pathetic.
I know. We run a loose ship here.
A very loose ship. No, and you're also a loose whore. Anyway.
What?
So
Loose lips sink ships.
It was nice having her on the podcast, wasn't it, guys? It's a shame you'll never be back.
That went down a very bad road.
So speaking of whores, let's talk about Lisa again.
Speaking of whores. Yes.
Our listener, Adam, sent us some voicemails to save us, so we're going to listen to that.
Hey guys, it's Adam, just calling with my feedback on this week's episode. I liked it for the most part, not really a fan of Lisa's gun basically being a Midas gun. It just doesn't really fit with the character, and I mean, obviously Weather Wizard covers the lightning if and when he joins the Rogues, but could have gone with something else. I do like that this is really the origin of the Rogues now, and the first couple episodes with them were just sort of the prologue, now that Cold has made his little deal with Barry. Also, the first Rogue episode where we didn't get anything to do with continuing to establish them in the, right at the end of the episode scene, so I am guessing that this might be their last appearance for the season. Really can't wait for next week with Mark Hamill. That's going to be spectacular. Also can't wait to hear what you guys think. Talk to you later. Bye.
Adam. Always good to hear from you, bud.
Can we talk really quick about Mark Hamill?
Let's.
How excited we are?
Okay. Remember my theory many, many weeks ago that I kept saying that I think that what they're doing by casting the same actors in the same roles from the 1990 series, that this is actually a continuation of the 90s series. And maybe they're not doing it with the whole series, but they're definitely doing it with certain characters, and they're doing it with Mark Hamill as the Trickster. Because there's scenes of next week's show where they're referring to him and they're like, yeah, this guy back in the 90s
20 years ago
did this and this and this and this. And they show footage of him or photos of him in the outfit in the same character from that show.
Yes.
So he plays the same character all the way through. So I am so stoked to see how they tie all that together.
Yeah.
And you're going to use the word stoked to remind us that it's the 90s.
Stoked, yes. As if...
But you can see, like, this was before he became the Joker on all of the animated stuff, and that's the role that got him the role as the Joker. You can hear the Joker in the one line, basically, that he's got in the preview.
Absolutely.
Basically, the concept for the next episode is the movie Speed, except it's Barry instead of the bus.
Right.
And he's like, have you ever seen Speed? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
No, I haven't, but I know the premise of the movie.
Do the meta reference.
Oh, it's on your list, isn't it, Haley?
It's on the list, okay?
Don't put it too up high on your list. Down in the lower third.
Yeah, there are other things above it on the list, but I will get to it eventually when I catch up.
Good. Because it's iconic, but that's all. But I'm really excited to see him and can't wait to see how they tie it all together, like I had said.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So how much of the episode is Barry going to be running in?
All of it.
All of it?
He has to run in all of it. And it's what? He has to go faster than 600 miles an hour? Like,
right?
That's crazy.
That's really fast.
Yeah, but he's saved by Sarah Bullock.
Sandra Bullock?
Sandra Bullock.
Sarah Bullock.
He's saved by Sandra Bullock.
By who?
Sandra Bullock.
Sarah Bullock, similar to, but legally distinct from Sandra Bullock.
Exactly.
Let's see, what else happened in this episode?
It wasn't that memorable of an episode. I mean, it was for certain things.
I like that at the very beginning, like in the first scene they have together, Wells figures out what happened. He knows that Barry has traveled through time.
Yeah, now you're looking at his eyes and you're wondering exactly how much has he figured out. But I was kind of disappointed with this episode because last week's episode was so great that I knew that this week wasn't going to be as good, but it was meh. I mean, it kind of like helped us get back on track and then just play around with these rogues and other people for a little while, setting us up for the Trickster next week. So
I have to agree with Will. I really think that this episode, as much as it could have been, should have been another version of last week's. And I know they wanted to get the Weather Wizard out of the way and do like a Rogues episode, but I think it would have been interesting to see that play out more, especially because Joe was so invested in catching him.
Right.
That I feel like they had to at least explore that to actually have it make sense.
Yeah, and I would have liked to have seen more of the consequences of Barry changing things.
Right.
Absolutely.
A legitimate consequence would be Cisco's brother dying, or...
Well, the reporter dying, I guess we didn't even talk about that. Dick Pulitzer is dead now.
Yeah, Dick Pulitzer is dead.
And that is a direct consequence of Barry changing the timeline.
He got the vibrating hand to the chest.
Right. But in the previous timeline, it was Cisco that had everything figured out, and Wells knew that, so Cisco died. And in this timeline, Dick Pulitzer has everything figured out, and he's the one that dies.
But even this doesn't really set up how Wells knew about Dick Pulitzer.
Yeah, I don't know how he figured that out. Do you think he knows that Barry knows? Because Barry started to ask him, I've been meaning to ask you about Simon, and then he stops when he sees the headline on the news.
I don't know.
I got nothing.
Okay. I guess we'll see. But Wells is a pretty sharp cookie.
He is sharp.
Yeah.
He's got it figured out. And he's like, you could go back in time years or even centuries.
Mwahaha.
It's all leading up to the end. Now I'm just like, how many more episodes do we have?
We're in episode 16. There are 23 in the season. So, 6 more?
We're getting there.
Yeah, 7 more.
Oh yeah, 7. I can count.
Aren't you the engineer?
Dude, counting is for subordinates. Something we haven't talked about. Snart learns Barry's secret identity.
Yeah, I don't understand how that worked. That bothered me a lot. That scene bothered me a lot. Barry's like, okay, I'll let you get away with some kind of a crime. Just don't hurt anybody.
Don't kill anybody.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, don't kill anybody.
Yeah.
And then he goes, okay. I don't like that at all. It was cheap.
Well, if it gets to a thing that Barry is not willing to accept, he will shut him down.
Yeah, and then everybody finds out Barry's secret identity, which I think it was a bluff. I don't think he had a recording somewhere.
I don't know. Yeah, it's set to auto-upload if he dies. I was like, dude, just call Felicity. She can fix it.
Yeah. Call Felicity now, have her find it, she'll fix it, and then you can put the guy away.
Yeah.
So Wentworth Miller is Captain Cold. There's so much scenery chewing that he does.
He's so good at this. He plays a much better bad guy than he did a good guy.
Did he have a more comic villainy voice this episode than he did last time?
Absolutely.
It gets more and more Snidely Whiplash the further it goes.
I was wondering if I just didn't pick it up last time or if he was really cranking it up.
No, it's crazy.
That's fine. I love that this show is going 100% comic book.
Yeah. He is way over the top. And then, what's his name from Prison Break as well, the one who played his brother who's with the heat gun. He was way over the top as well.
Here's another thing that would have been cool in this episode. What if it was Barry, because, okay, so he's so fed up with Captain Cold for kidnapping Cisco and for screwing everything up and threatening to reveal his identity. Plus, he's had a really shitty day. He dumped his girlfriend and then got dumped by Iris or whatever, what even happened there. So he starts to lose his temper and he starts to do the vibrating hand thing to Captain Cold. Wouldn't that have been interesting?
It would have.
So he went back in time and he avoided that happening to Cisco, but now he's turning down a darker path.
Right. You know, this really made me think of the first season of Arrow and then a few of the flashbacks we've seen this season where, you know, as soon as somebody saw his face, boom, he snapped their neck. And that's just not a road that Barry's willing to consider at this point.
Yeah.
Do you think he ever will?
I'm not saying that I want him to kill people, but I want him to be tempted to kill people. Because at a certain point,
It'll make him a more three-dimensional character.
And I know some of his villains early on got killed off, like the first Weather Wizard and Multiple Man or Mr. Multiplicity or whatever his name was.
Multiplex.
But he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like it was somebody else. Like I wanted him to be tempted to kill Captain Cold. Not to do it.
Which I think if we see that he finds out that Wells killed Cisco in another timeline, or that Wells is responsible for other deaths, I think we might see him tempted to kill Wells.
Oh, definitely, but
Or he finds out that Wells killed his mother.
Right, that's what I was getting at.
But we already know that, and we expect that.
He already suspects, yeah.
We know that he's going to want to kill Wells or Reverse Flash or whomever, but I wanted to see him get tempted to kill Captain Cold or Weather Wizard or somebody.
We still might see that.
I'm just saying, I really wanted this episode to be like last week's, but kind of like reverse symmetry of it, where you have similar scenarios or similar things happening. And so let's talk about that scene at the end with Wells and Cisco that was literally almost the same scene, except it's Wells consoling Cisco instead of killing him.
I thought it was a powerful scene. I thought it was great. Very well written. The whole thing about, I've always seen you as a son, or, I don't have any children, but, I start to feel like you're my son. Like I said earlier, it just creeped me out, because you know that he's willing to kill him as well.
I know. This is coming right after we find out that Cisco doesn't have this kind of relationship with his parents, that he doesn't feel like they really appreciate him or understand him. And then you get this scene between him and Dr. Wells, where Dr. Wells says, "You're showing me what it would be like to have a son."
Right. Now, I don't understand why the parents prefer the brother who plays a piano over the brilliant scientist's son.
Well, because he says they didn't understand what it was that Cisco did.
Right. They understand being good at music and being asked to play at Carnegie Hall. They don't understand what Cisco does.
I feel his pain.
That's like the what I do, what my family thinks I do, what I actually do kind of meme.
Yeah.
Exactly.
His parents think he's like sweeping up debris at Star Labs.
Because he's the only ethnic person at Star Labs? That's racist.
I mean, because he still works at this defunct lab.
Yeah.
Like, what does everybody think is going on at Star Labs right now? They've got 2 employees.
And a lot of sweatshirts.
A lot of sweatshirts. I got one.
They do.
I'm wearing it right now.
I was going to ask you if you're wearing your Star Labs shirt today.
I am. I'm actually dressed almost exactly like Barry was. I got my gray sweats and my Star Labs sweatshirt on.
Atta girl.
I'm cosplaying.
All you need are the glasses and you're good.
I have glasses.
Oh, that's right, you do.
Yeah.
Then you're good. You're totally cosplaying.
Yep.
I'm going to need to get myself a sweatshirt soon. Or a t-shirt for the summer. Whatevs.
Whatevs. Oh, the best line of the episode. The Rogues. Cute.
Well, Barry said Rogues Gallery.
Right.
And then he's like, the Rogues. Which, okay, yeah, sure.
Yep. Oh, actually, that's not the best line. It was after Barry and Linda broke up. It's okay. We're going to be friends. Yeah, no, it's going to be awesome.
I liked Linda. I don't know. I feel like she really got the shaft.
I don't think she ever did get the shaft.
Okay.
Phrasing.
I think she'd be a good match for Cisco.
I don't think Cisco can handle it.
No, she'd beat the shit out of him.
Cisco needs something. Poor guy.
He does need something. Well, we all need a little something, but...
You know, that scene between Barry and Cisco as Barry's leaving, make me proud. And then, like, as soon as he's behind her, oh my god. Totally broing out.
Totally broing out. All right, so other highlights from this episode?
I don't think
not
so.
Really.
There is the reveal at the end that Barry's not so sure he can trust Dr. Wells now.
He knows he can't. Joe's right about all of it.
All of it.
Do you know what this episode was missing that would have made it 10 times better?
What?
Groundhog Day.
Karaoke.
Some Grodd.
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 Not God. Grodd.
A little bit of Grodd goes a long way.
Maybe next week's teaser will be more Grodd.
Well, we know at some point Grodd meets Joe because it's in one of the trailers for the rest of the season.
Paleyfest, yeah.
Right.
And they talked about it in Paleyfest.
It's
Oh,
gotta
that's
be
right.
coming soon.
Phrasing.
Can't wait.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Frey Zinga.
Bazinga.
Do you guys have any more points about the episode?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, let's talk about other stuff.
Yeah, what else is going on?
Lobster shared a really cool picture with us that will be in our show notes.
That is a very cool picture. He's got the white... you kept crying all season long. You wanted the white backing Flash.
Yeah.
The white background on the emblem and the suit itself is redder.
Well, it's brighter.
Yeah.
It's less of a maroon.
More blood red.
Yeah, more crimson, if you will.
They're fans of the cast.
Is this something that's actually going to appear in the show, or is this like something that somebody altered?
It was a fan image that I found online, and it's just like a recolored version of the suit, which is pretty easy to do in Photoshop.
Yeah.
In the pictures of the Flash that Wells looks at in his, like, Time Machine newspaper. It's more that style of costume where it's a redder and it's got the classic gold lightning bolt on the white background circle. So that would be cool to see.
I'm hopeful that at the end of the season or the beginning of next season, we'll get a new Flash suit.
I think they should just keep upgrading it and make it cooler. I also have a problem with the design on his forehead because it looks like he's either angry or he has, like, antennas. Not his ears,
he's
but,
scowling.
like, up on his forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Ant-Man.
Yeah, he does.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, maybe if they made those, like, gold piping, like, on his sleeves, maybe, that would be okay, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does look like antennae.
I know they need, like, some texture, otherwise he'll look like the Red Skull, but I don't think they got it quite right yet.
It's a work in progress.
Yep.
Right.
They got many seasons to make it great.
They do.
All right, are you guys ready for the feedback?
Yeah, let's talk about feedback.
Yeah, I love feedback.
All right. So we got an email from Stargate Pioneer, who is a co-host of mine on Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Who?
What did he say?
Who? He said, holy shit. Those outtakes had me simultaneously laughing, cringing, and throwing up in my mouth, especially after just being sick for a week. My tummy hurts so much for so many reasons. Never a dull moment in the Crimson Comet podcast studios. I am proud of the fact that we made somebody almost throw up. Like, good
Last
job, guys.
week's outtakes were epic. If you didn't stay tuned and listen to the rest of the show after the outro last week, it was epic.
I need to listen to them because even though I live them, I never know what's going to end up in the podcast and what isn't.
It's a surprise.
I love listening to our podcast because since Haley cuts them all together, I'm like, what'd you do this week? No, I've had a couple people calling me up and go, I can't believe what you guys talked about. It wasn't just DARPA. I had a couple people like text me or email like, dude, that was epic.
I know, because I had to edit that, and I was trying to decide whether I should leave in the 45 seconds of us hysterically laughing or not.
Yes, that was the best. Like, I started laughing hysterically, listening to us laughing hysterically. It was great.
Yep.
That'll go down in classic history.
This is what we do for you guys.
Yeah, we go that extra mile.
We have no shame.
We talked about my colonoscopy, so...
So we also got some Twitter feedback.
Oh, thank God.
Jeannie asked, can Eddie wear shirts any tighter than he already does? To which I replied, why does he need to wear a shirt at all? And she replied, excellent question. My vote is he doesn't.
He could pretty much just paint on his shirts and just wear a tie around his neck.
You know what? I honestly don't think he's had a shirtless scene this season. The least we've seen him in is a wife beater.
Maybe he's got cool tattoos and that's why.
They could cover that up with makeup. He has tattoos on his abs? Really?
Maybe his abs are tattooed.
Ooh.
Lightning did not give him abs, maybe? That would be sad.
No.
That would be sad.
Aw.
I'm sure he looks great, no matter what.
And then, on the forums, Wing said that we need to live comment the old Flash episode with Mark Hamill. And that might be one of them that we do a live commentary on.
I
think we'll have to.
Yeah. For those of you who haven't heard, that's our plan for the summer, is to go through the old Flash show, episode by episode.
And we're going to pick one of them, which sounds like we already have, that we will be doing a live commentary on.
Yep. And then the rest of them will be discussions like we do on our normal episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, ratings this week. 3.33 million viewers live plus same day, which is a nice solid number for the CW.
Nice.
Is anybody watching iZombie afterwards?
I am not.
It's pretty good. It's cute.
A few people watched it.
I saw the first half of the first episode, but I haven't finished watching it.
It's got that Rob Thomas wit, if you're a Veronica
Rob
Mars
Thomas,
fan.
the musician?
Rob Thomas, the Veronica Mars co-creator?
Oh.
Creator?
That show is also on the list.
Who also might be the musician. I'm not so sure.
I don't think it is.
He's not Rob Zombie.
Well, it's not, Rob Thomas was the guy that did that. He was, what band was he with? And then he did that thing with Santana. Give me a hot...
Are you having a stroke?
Yeah, I'm having a stroke.
We told you there'd be singing on this podcast.
Not good singing.
That was not the promise we made.
Very true. Very, very true.
He was in Matchbox 20.
Oh.
Rob Thomas, the musician, was in Matchbox 20.
Okay.
All right.
There you have it.
There you have it, folks.
So what have we learned this week, guys?
I learned that you should learn to do science, not how to play piano.
I learned that I should be better prepared to podcast each week.
And I learned that you should never tell anyone your secret identity, not even the other members of your team.
That's a good point.
Because things can change.
Right? So if you guys are enjoying the show, go ahead and leave us a review on iTunes. We would really appreciate it.
Or even if you're not.
Yeah, just leave us a 5-star review anyways.
If you hate us, hate us with a passion. First off, why are you listening? Because, you just hate listening at this point. But yeah, let us know. Let us know how we're doing.
Hey, if you hate the podcast, send us a voicemail. Just rant and rage for 2 minutes. I will include it.
As many profanities, the more profanities you can include, the better. But nothing like non-politically correct offensive.
Yeah, I mean,
we won't air that.
Don't be a dick, but
you can curse us out.
Yeah,
but
and if you think you can do better poop jokes and puns, then send that in. Go ahead, bring it.
That's right.
All right. So this has been Crimson Comet, episode 20. Join us next week as we discuss The Flash, season 1, episode 17, Tricksters. Until then, I'm Haley.
I'm Lobster.
And I'm Rum Daddy, and those are my 2 dogs, Mila and Archer.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for listening. If you want to leave us feedback, you can find all of our contact information at crimsoncometpodcast.com. Find us on Twitter at Crimson Podcast or Facebook at facebook.com/Crimson Comet Podcast. Leave us a voicemail at 423-53. That's 423-352-7453. The opinions heard on this podcast are those of the individual host and do not represent Gonna Geek. The podcast is not affiliated with DC Comics, Warner Brothers, or the CW. No infringement is intended. The music heard is by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. I have 2 computers and an iPad running right now.
What?
And a recorder.
The what?
What?
I have 1 computer and a mixer.
I have 2 turntables and a microphone.
Microphone.
I have 4 screens around me right now. I'm just saying.
That's how I live my life at work.
I'm better than Felicity.
Well, do your screens tilt down away from you? That's the other thing. I don't know how they work with those screens tilted down. It shoots well, but they're not very practical.
All day, I have my phone with me at work, but I'm not supposed to be on it when I'm working on the floor. But I would feel it vibrate like somebody was calling me. I was like, it's them. It's them. It's like, bathroom break. So I'd go to the back, and my mom called me again. It's like, God damn, Mom, quit.
Damn it, Ma.
Get off the phone.
The meatloaf.
Ma, get off the phone.
What are you doing in the bathroom all day and night? Give someone else a chance. Hey, well, at least you're not moving to fucking Indiana. And yes, you could leave that in.
Yep. Fuck Indiana. Fuck them.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This democracy thing was a nice little experiment, but obviously people can't handle it, so we're taking it back.
No.
I will be a benevolent dictator.
Well, we could share the responsibility 3 ways. I mean, it worked well in Greece for a while, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've already got the country divided up pretty well. I'll take the middle, you guys each take a coast.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, that's a great idea. John could be Emperor of the East Coast, I could be Emperor of the West Coast, and you could be the Empress of the Midwest.
There's been a disturbance in the Force.
There's been a disturbance in your face.
What was a disturbance in my pants? Woo!
Oh,
Yeah!
There's your poop joke. Hey.
Oh, I thought it was a dick joke, but okay.
No, it was definitely a poop
Let
joke.
your imagination fly. Could be anything.
Poop, poop.
Poop, poop,
Poop,
poop,
poop,
poop.
get your...
Do you guys know that SpaghettiOs are my guilty pleasure food?
That's sad.
SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
Mm.
If I'm like on my own for dinner or something, it's just me, I'll run to the store and get a can of SpaghettiOs.
I like the
That's
Tostino's
disgusting.
frozen pizzas.
See? Everybody has
Do you know
that,
how much
Will.
sugar there is? Do you know how much sugar there is in SpaghettiOs?
Don't care.
You think I give a fuck?
Let me count all of the fucks I give. I'm finished because it's 0.